You'll be needing a 4.0 mm hook, a yarn, an acrylic yarn, and a pair of scissors. Now let's put it together and get started. So we are going to be doubling our strands, as you can see, and then roll your hand over your finger and try to make a slip knot just as shown. And then I'm going to insert my 4.0 mm hook into that slip knot just like this, and then chain up 3, which is 1, 2, 3. After that, I am going to insert my hook right on the very first chain space and make a slip stitch. And now that we have this magic ring, we are going to chain up 3. 1, 2, 3. Then yarn over and make a double crochet stitch into that magic circle just like this. Pull up a loop, pull through 2 and pull through the last 2 just like this. Yarn over again and make another double crochet right into that particular magic ring again, making it 3. Go ahead and make the 4th double crochet just like this. Now the 5th one. So go ahead and make a total of 12 double crochets inside this particular chain space, guys, and I'll meet you once you are done with. And now that we have 12, we are going to end this circle by making a slip stitch on that top chain 3 right there, just like this, to close this particular round. So our round 1 is completed. So I am sure you can tell that this is the front and this other side is the back side, but we will be working on the front part of this piece. So for row 2 now, chain up 3 just as shown, yarn over and make a double crochet on that particular chain space just like this. Chain 1, yarn over and make a double crochet after 2 skipped double crochets, okay, just like this. Yarn over and make another one on the same space just like this. Chain 1, skip 2 double crochets beneath like this one, yarn over and make 2 double crochet stitches on the same spot. So guys, for this particular row 2, we are only going to be making 2 double crochets after you skip 2 double crochets beneath, chain 1, 2 double crochets just like that until you get to the end of this particular round. And now that we're actually at the end of the row, we are going to be ending with a slip stitch on that chain 3 right here, which is the top, okay, and then make a slip stitch to end this particular round. So guys, our round 2 has just been completed and you can see what it looks like, okay. Still working on the front part. Now for our round 3, chain up 3 just like this, yarn over and make a double crochet stitch right on the same particular spot right here, okay. Then chain 1, yarn over and make another double crochet on this space right here in between, okay, and make 2 double crochets right there. Chain 1, yarn over and make 2 double crochet stitches in between these 2 double crochets where we have the chain 1, okay. So guys, for our round 3, we are going to be working our 2 double crochets in between. So wherever you have your chain 1, you should make 2 double crochet stitches in between right there. Okay, so keep doing this and I'll meet us when we are done with. And now that we are almost done with our round 3, we are going to be ending that again. After our chain 1, you are going to slip stitch on the top right here, and our row 3 has just ended. And now for our round 4, chain up 3 just like this. Okay, yarn over and make a double crochet stitch right beside that one. Then chain 1, yarn over and make 2 double crochet stitches in between where you have your chain 1 space from the past row, just like this. Chain 1, yarn over and make 2 double crochet stitches again on the next space, just like this. Chain 1 after that, yarn over and make 2 double crochet stitches along just the same way you did on the past ones, and keep doing that until you get to the end of this particular row. Around 4, I'm just going to snap that off right here and cut off our strands, and that will be the end of this bell. Okay, our crochet bell. So this is what it basically looks like, guys, when you are done, especially for the kind that I am making. So this is what it looks like. You can see what that looks like. So I'm just going to use my crochet hook to hide in these remaining strands that are left out here. So just going to go ahead and use that pin to, down that in and then snap off the remaining excess strands. Actually done with this, the next thing for us to actually do is to make another of this particular bell, like for the second ear. So let's go ahead and work on the second piece, and I'll be back right after I am done with that. And now that I'm done with that, you can see the second bell, guys, completed. And now I'm going to draw out some strings as long as what I have right here on my hand. Okay, for some clarity, I'm just going to measure with the tape so we can know exactly how long you should cut out. Okay, so on a fold, I actually have something as long as 14 inches. Okay, on a fold. Okay, which means it is actually or 28 inches thereabouts. That is how long this string should be. So now for each bell, I'm going to be using one single string. Okay, I'm going to be using one single string. After cutting off the excess strands, this is what we're working with, and you just be using one single string for one bell while the other string for the second bell. So fold the first string into 2, make sure that the 2 ends are actually equal, just as I'm doing, and then place your hook at the end. Okay, just like this. Go ahead and make some tight chains. The first chain should be very tight because that is where your stud is going to be placed. Okay, so as if you're trying to pinch that first one there, hold it tightly and make sure you're making a tight stitch, or rather a tight chain, and then chain up. Actually, the first 13 inches measures a total of 3 inches. Okay, so go ahead and chain up extra 3, making it a total of 16 like I initially said. Okay, so go ahead and complete that 16, and then let's go ahead and make these strings. And now that we are done, I'm going to be knotting that on that very end where we ended from. Okay, so just make a knot on the end just like this, a very neat one. Just make sure you're knotting very close to the end where you just did your last chain. Okay, do not leave so much gap, but just make sure you're just knotting at the very end right there, just like this. Okay, and then we are going to be pulling this into the bell. Okay, so the knot is just going to serve as something to hold the entire string from passing out while it rests on the bell. So I'm just going to insert my hook on the middle of that bell and then put my hook towards the third or the fourth chain. Do not put on the first one so you don't expand the studs hole. Then pull it up like this, and then we have actually pulled that, and now you can see that this string is not coming out of the bell, it is resting fine. So that is how I actually made that. So right now that we have our first one ready, we are going to go ahead and quickly make this same thing for the second bell. I'm just going to insert my hook on the middle and then put the hook on the third or fourth chain and pull that out, and yeah, I have actually made the second bell for the second ear. So now that we have these two completed, you can see how balanced and sturdy this is and what the both of them look like under. You can see the knot holding them firmly from passing through this hole. Okay, so now that we have the strings attached to the bells, I am going to be bringing in our stud earring. Okay, so you can see how this is used. Quite easy to make. So these are the stud earrings I'm going to be using. I'm going to be placing this on the very first chain spaces on the top of these strings. Okay, so this is the back and this is the front. Carefully place the stud from the right side onto the bell earring. Okay, so once you place it this way, you're going to use the hook to close that up, and that has been secured, and that's how you'll be fitting that into your ear hole or your earring hole whenever you want to put that on as well. Guys, here is the final look of our bell earring. I just love this. Like, this is so creative, so super easy to make. As you can see, it didn't even take us so much time and so much yarn to make. You can even make this with your scrap yarns, and you can actually wear them with anything and can also sell them if you want. So guys, I went ahead to make so many other colors of this. Trust me, I've been having fun making that, and a lot of people have been liking it as well. Do well to share with me on Instagram when you make this. Tag me, or all of that, and I'll be so delighted to see your own finished projects. You can go ahead and make this in several colors as you wish. Okay, so if you watched my video up until here, please give this video a thumbs up. Feel free to share to as many as possible, and do not forget to join this creative family by clicking the subscribe button